cruise service in Iceland. Cruise service. The ship arrived here around 7:30, and the tender ready to ship tourists on shore. That's the tendering, but the captain announced the windy, so they rest for the tender. So he canceled the tendering. So the ship now is leaving the port of Húsavík. Húsavík, Husavik, Iceland. Today is the Friday, June 29, 2024. So we reach this. This one very nice place because the museum of exploration, museum of astronaut, Apollo astronaut training here.
As stunning as all of this is, it's horrifying really to consider that it could all be at risk as a result of a warming climate caused by human activities.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome now to Hofgard Island. We are now ready to start our small boat cruising, and we ask boat group number 1 to please come to deck number 3.
There's a buzz on board because this is the first time that we're getting off the ship. Get aboard the red.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? Are you excited? Very much so.
I'm catching up with Lena and Natasha on a daily outing to see the local wildlife. Also on board, a retired couple, Keith and Kath, who are celebrating her 70th birthday. Got whale watch. There it is, there, just there. Just there, just there. Just where the water's disturbed, that's where it came up.
Breaking the water's a black line.
You've got to have your head on a swivel because there are so many. There we go, way up, just there. Look at that. We see the tail out. There, just there. That was incredible. That's.
It's nothing that you could have imagined. It's just not. And we've been to loads of places. We haven't been anywhere like this.
Oh, look, just over there. In the distance we can see a whole bunch of penguins hanging out, doing penguin things.
You can start hearing them. Yeah. Oh, we call it chirping, I'm not sure what it is, but
You've got to get a selfie with penguins.
just like saying how, that's it, I'm done on the trip now, I'm seeing my penguins. So soon? Oh, yes. I was too busy looking at penguins to see a seal.
Oh, no, that's not a seal.
You can see it. You can see it there.
Look at that.
It is, look, I mean, it's checking us all, it's checking out the boat, it's checking us out.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
We're off to take a closer look at a penguin colony. Thank you very much indeed. First time for sure.
Follow the flags. Remember the 5-meter distance to the penguins and not to put anything on the ground. And there are some penguin highways, but they are not super busy these days.
In order to protect the environment from our influence, we're only allowed to walk along particular pathways which are indicated by all of these flags. The penguins, well, they can go wherever they like, and we have to keep a 5-meter distance from them.
Here we have a colony of gentle penguins. Penguins that have orange bills and a white patch on their head. This is one of the southernmost locations of gentle penguin colonies.
As the climate warms, these penguins are expanding their habitats to areas that were previously too icy for them to breed. Have they got their young with them at the moment?
Yes, the chicks have just recently hatched, so this is really exciting today because these are the first chicks that we are seeing this season. They're a little bit late this year.
Considering they've got chicks and things, they don't seem particularly stressed by human beings being quite close to them.
Yeah, penguins, they don't know humans as a threat as long as we keep the distance, the safe distance from them.
Some breeds of penguins are better at adapting to climate change than others.
Gentle penguins are different from the other penguins because they're actually doing well. They're thriving in these warmer conditions. While emperor penguins, they breed during the winter, so they need a lot of stable sea ice to build their colonies. And what we are seeing now is that the sea ice is breaking too early, and the chicks, they cannot finish their cycle. The ice breaks before they're ready to go to the sea. So usually they end up drowning, which is terribly sad.
It's encouraging to see the Gentoo penguins have successfully adapted to the warming trend.
You can actually see the chick, very small, they're only a couple days old. So they kind of look like fluffy rocks, you know.
But significant numbers of the world's penguin breeds are currently under threat due to global warming. Seeing the sheer volume of tourists here today, with many having taken long-haul flights, it does make me wonder if any of us should be here at all. On the way back, we passed through icebergs at Hovgard Island.
Look at the blue in there.
Look at the colour, the colours underneath the iceberg. Is it making you feel emotional?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
I got on the boat,
Yeah.
I was shaking inside.
Yeah.
So let me sit here. Let me see that. You know,
Yeah. But
cry actually.
it also makes you feel emotional when you just wake up in the morning and open your curtain and just see where you are.
I had a wee cry in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very emotional. I mean, it makes you realise why we should keep this untouched, this part of the world, because of just how crystal clear everything is and beautiful and untouched.
And how pristine it pristine it looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to describe the perfection, the state of everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
You say pristine, it's like unsullied by anything.
Oh, look, penguin, penguin.
Oh,
They just flew down.
Spending time here has made everyone consider their own impact on the environment.
We can't help that we exist, but we can do better to take care of it.
We could make a different deal with the
planet, a different deal with the environment, you think?
And I think seeing things like this remind us that it's worth doing. I think we get really caught up in how, when, why it's impossible, but I mean, look at this. You just want to stop and do better.
Next time, I'm joining scientists as they take blubber samples from whales to understand more about their population numbers.
We know that the pregnancy rates are high, the population is increasing, and we're also seeing more calves in the water, so all things we feel good about.
And taking the coldest dip of my life.
That was just as unpleasant as I thought it was going to be.
And you can join the conversation using hashtag BBC Travel.
Is powerful than emotion, and negative emotion is more powerful than positive emotion.
More than anything else, when we have more feminist storytellers, things will change.
When big names talk, they talk to us.
This should be a common ground for everyone. We should defend international law.
In the spirit of your title of Hard Talk, you're completely wrong.
Not offended, but I want to hear
You're
one.
completely wrong.
Hard Talk on BBC News.
You'd be 25 to, like, let's say 10 or 15. I would have 23 of the 25 points. And if it was 30 to 20, I would have 28 of the 30 points of my team. And one day, as we're coming out, we won the game. I could hear parents talking about, you know, that kid, that Johnson kid, you know, he's taking every shot, he's scoring all the points. And also my teammates responded to their parents, yeah, I'm mad I didn't score. And that hurt me a lot.
That they were sad.
Yeah, that they were sad that they didn't score. So I told my parents as we were driving home, told them, I started crying because they were disappointed at me, like I was taking all the shots. And so my father just said, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? And I said, well, I don't know right now, Dad, but by next Saturday, I'm going to figure it out. So what I did was I decided, I was taller than most of the kids too. So when I would get the offensive rebound, when one of my teammates would shoot, instead of me putting it right back in because I'm up under the basket, I would pass it back out and give them more shots and more opportunities to score. And I kind of like that feeling. Moment of my life. First receiving the news that I had HIV, I was already just, I couldn't believe it. I was in disbelief. You know, you think you make all the right moves and the right decisions, and you put yourself.
And you were at the top.
Yes.
You were
yeah.
flying.
At the top of my game, everything was going well, and then this devastating news comes. Walking into the doctor's office and him telling me that I had HIV, I just hit the floor because I couldn't believe it. And then as I sat there probably for a half hour to an hour, then I had to turn to Cookie, because it's not just about me now, it's also about her too, being pregnant with our son EJ at that time. And what did it mean for her, right? And the doctor couldn't answer that question. So the longest ride that I ever had in my life was to go home to tell Cookie I had HIV. And when I hit the door, she already knew something was wrong. And so I had to sit her down to explain to her, you know, I had HIV. And that just broke her heart. But that's what tore me up, you know. When you make a mistake, you also hurt the ones who love you and care about you, right? You disappoint them. And so to see her cry, I couldn't take it, you know. It's just so hard for me because I only want to please her and make her happy. So then, you know, probably about 20 minutes of me holding her and so on. I just said, hey, I can understand if you want to leave. You know, I understand. And she turned to me and just smacked me so hard on my face and said, we're going to beat this together. And we said a little prayer, and then we had to go to the doctor the next day for her to get the test. And you talking about a long time. It seemed like it was a year to get the test results back. And once they came back and she was okay and the baby was okay, you talking about a weight of the world off your shoulder. Oh, I don't know what I would have did if she had HIV and my son had HIV. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be sitting here today, you know, because that would have devastated me emotionally. I probably wouldn't have been stable because everything, you know, here's this woman I met when I was 18 years old, and I have loved since I met her. And so I just couldn't take it if something had happened to her. So with her being okay, now I can focus back on me reading this and being here for a long time.
There were basketball players who didn't want to play with you.
That's right. Or against me.
Or against you. Because they were afraid.
That's right.
How did you feel at the time about that? How do you feel today about that?
I was upset then.
Angry?
Yeah, very angry. You know, and so, but I got to give Commissioner David Stern a lot of credit. When he allowed me to play in the All-Star game, that changed people's mind. And they saw that first, nothing was going to happen to them. They saw me play at a high level. And not only changed the basketball player's mind, it changed the world. And then the Dream Team took it to another level, right? Instead of uncertainty, there was love and respect. And now people got more educated after the Dream Team. But yes, was there a heavy burden on my shoulders? Of course, because when I would go to